Hello guys, my name is Ali, welcome back to more Call of Duty Black Ops 2 information, covering today the now confirmed X-Ray Scope within Black Ops 2. Now this has been confirmed within the single player or campaign mode of the next Call of Duty game Black Ops 2, however nothing yet has been confirmed for multiplayer, but going to be diving into details as to how this information is being given out, what other pieces of information we have which may link this into multiplayer itself, and actual usage of this within Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So first of all, this information was discovered by NowGamer that actually got a preview, a viewing of Black Ops 2, two of the campaign modes, so they actually have seen this in Black Ops 2, it's been confirmed and it's been put into use. These guys got to see the game in action, but as I've said, it's only campaign and it's only single player. However, a few months ago we actually got some leaked information which hasn't been confirmed to be real or fake as of yet, but this leaked information gave away some perks, gave away some kill streaks, but it also gave away a brand new kill streak which was a gun attachment, and it sounded very similar to the X-Ray Scope. In fact, it actually allowed you to see through certain surfaces, allowed you to see through material up to a certain distance. Of course, it limited your vision quite a lot, so when you were using the attachment it did have its downsides, but as I said, it's actually a kill streak rather than a normal attachment on the gun which you can just unlock and choose before the beginning of each game, so you actually had to earn it. However, the fact that this has now been confirmed as an X-Ray Scope within the campaign mode hints that this may be actually used within multiplayer as well. And another finding which cropped up and I thought about as soon as I heard this information was actually the fact that when I watched the original Black Ops 2 trailer, which you can see the full thing on my channel as well, there was actually a very short scene which I'll slow down and show to you guys here, which actually showed an X-ray scope or some form of X-ray being used within the actual game. Again, this is more sort of visual usage of this X-ray scope, and it shows simply someone looking through a doorway and seeing an enemy, which highlights the gun as being sort of a target or being something as dangerous, highlighting it as a red item. So as we know, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is going to be held in 2025, which is in the near future. There's robots in the trailer, there's new guns in the trailer, so the inclusion of an X-ray scope isn't something that's too crazy, and I'm sure we'll be seeing and hearing of new things that we wouldn't have seen in a Call of Duty game before. So taking the X-ray scope as being something which is implemented into multiplayer alongside single player as well, which is highly likely, we want to make this thing as fair as possible. So the likelihood is whether or not it's introduced as a regular attachment or as a kill streak, which has been unconfirmed as of yet. There's going to be downsides to this to make it as fair as possible. So as I've mentioned earlier on, there's going to be limited range. Just like when you're zooming down a scope with a sniper rifle, you can't see what's happening in your vicinity or near area, so that will be something which will probably be introduced to the X-ray scope to make it fair. Once you've got the scope up and you're looking down it, it's going to be tough to tell what's going on immediately around you. There's also going to be, I would assume, a limited range to this thing, so you can't see through certain objects and you can't see right to the end of the map. You're going to be able to only see through certain materials, and it's going to have a limited range. Now, making this the fairest thing possible would to probably be introducing it as a kill streak, so the fact that the leaked information suggests that is quite likely, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's how we saw it implemented into multiplayer. However, how can we counter this X-ray scope if it is implemented into multiplayer? Everything in Call of Duty always has a counter, so I think the best way to have this as something that's easily countable, but not too easily, because if it is going to be a kill streak, then that person will have earned that reward, so you don't want it so that you've earned the X-ray scope and then suddenly it's gone. But perhaps painting yourself on the enemy's radar, a bit like the Juggernaut, so every 5 seconds or so you sort of appear as a red dot, so it becomes obvious to the enemies that you are actually using this brand new scope, and perhaps making it so that you can deactivate the enemy's X-ray scope by throwing something like an EMP grenade at them, so that for 5 seconds or so they can't actually use that, because otherwise you could find these people are earning the X-ray scope and then they're finding themselves just sitting in corners waiting for people to come close and then just getting the jump on them because they can actually see through the wall. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this Black Ops 2 video. Let me know what you think of the possibility of an X-ray X-Ray Scope being in multiplayer and what you think it will be like when using it in single player. If you guys have enjoyed, spend just a second clicking the like button, I really appreciate it, and it's always awesome seeing you guys supporting my videos. If you're wanting to pick up Black Ops 2 later this year and you want to make sure you're getting it on release date, then there's a pre-order link in the description so you can check it out and get it ordered nice and early. Unfortunately, this is actually a Moab streak with the assault package, and I went on a 22 gun streak and just died at the end, which is really unfortunate. But you can click on screen now to check out some new videos of mine. You can check out some tips and tricks for the brand new Modern Warfare 3 players called Face Off. And if you're on PS3 and you're still waiting for Face Off to be launched, you can create some classes in preparation for it to make sure you're as ready as possible when they're first launched and you can beat everyone else. And you can also check out all of my Black Ops 2 videos by clicking on the Black Ops 2 icon, and that will take you to the playlist to make sure you're not missing out on any of the latest news. So cheers for watching, guys. Really hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you on my next video.